So you guys are looking to move to the Denver area, but you're hoping to find a home in the absolute best school district that you can. Well, this video is for you then, because we are going to be diving into the top 3, not only best, but also most popular school districts that we have here in the Denver metro area. And not only that, but we're going to be diving into the types of communities and neighborhoods that are going to be in there, the average home prices, and just overall what daily life is going to look like within those neighborhoods, within those school districts. So let's get right to it. So one of the reasons we wanted to make this video for you guys today is because we've had a lot of clients, especially recently, reaching out from our channel. And one of the primary things that they've been asking about is, hey, I can live kind of anywhere, right? Whether I'm choosing my job out there, or I can go get a place of employment, or I work remotely. But hey, it's really important for us to have a good school district for our kids. And that's kind of like the number one thing that we're looking for. Matter of fact, Will is out showing a couple of you guys right now where that's exactly what they were looking for. So that's why we decided that, hey, let's just break down a video going over kind of the top 3 school districts that we do have here and really give people an idea as far as what these neighborhoods are like. So while he's out showing homes to you guys, I thought I'd come here to the office and do a little breakdown for you and really show you guys these school districts in particular, and then jump on Google Earth and show you guys what we can expect from some of these neighborhoods and homes. So starting off, guys, with one that you probably have heard of if you've done any amount of research on the Denver area, but that is going to be the Cherry Creek School District. Now, Cherry Creek is one of the most highly desired school districts that there is out here. It's really, really well known for sports. It's actually rated #1 for sports in all of Colorado school districts right now, which is pretty amazing. So if you do have some athletically inclined children, unlike myself when I was a kid, Cherry Creek School District might be a good one for you. So let's jump over on the computer here, and I want to show you guys where exactly Cherry Creek School District is, because it may not be what you're thinking. All right, now here we are, and if you guys can see here, I'm gonna help you out because we have a kind of a faint red outline here so far, but it's essentially going to be all the way out here in this far east Aurora area. It's actually going to come up and cover portion of central Aurora, coming all the way over here, coming up into Denver, believe it or not. And then it's going to come down, and now it meanders and does all sorts of weird stuff here. And it's going to come over, and we're going to encompass parts of Englewood and Greenwood Village and Centennial. And we're going to cut across right here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to break this down a little bit for you guys, because this is going to be super helpful, because this can be a little bit confusing, right? Because this is, there's a handful of cities that are covered within just this one area right here. So I'm going to outline Aurora here. This is the typical Southeast Aurora that you hear us mention. And we've done a lot of videos on this. This is where you've got South Shore and Talon's Reach, just really, really great new build neighborhoods out here, new construction communities and things like that. And this reservoir or lake out here is really, really cool. No boats or anything like that. They have a private beach. It's a great little spot. Now you're going to have more central Aurora throughout here, slightly older homes. Average home price is going to drop down a little bit here. If we're looking at average home price here in Southeast Aurora, I would say you're going to be around $750. That's going to drop to about $650 or so here in more of the central area. And then over here, this is where we start getting into really like some Denver areas. And you have this little place here, Glendale. Over here, we've got Greenwood Village. All right. And this is where you're going to have DTC. So the Denver Tech Center is going to be over here. And the Denver Tech Center, guys, it's kind of a mini Denver, right? It's a mini, more corporate Denver. And you're going to have like some corporate, buildings and things like that. But there's not a whole lot going on there as far as nightlife or anything like that. You've got Greenwood Village right here. And this Greenwood Village is where you're going to find some older homes, but man, some absolutely stunning and gorgeous neighborhoods, big trees, big lots. Average home price out there, you're going to be closer to that $1 million mark. Even though they're older homes, it's a really, really classic, notable area. And you're very close to Denver. You're very close to the highway here, I-25. So this is a very desirable pocket. And then down here, you're going to have North Parker in this area. And this is also Centennial as well. And Centennial is going to encompass this area and all of this. So I know I just made a big mess here on the screen. There's a lot going on here at Cherry Creek School District. And sometimes you'd be surprised when you're looking out here at home. You're like, oh, hey, that's Cherry Creek Schools. That's great. But then it's all the way out here in Southeast Aurora as well, which is really cool. So now that we covered where Cherry Creek School District is, let's talk a little bit about the schools themselves inside of there. So here we are at niche.com. This is where we get a lot of our school rankings. Now you're going to see currently Cherry Creek is in number 3 in best school districts in Colorado. And they have an overall niche grade of an A. Okay. And they've got A's all across the board here, which is super cool, right? Those are the things that you're looking for. Now, one thing that we do encourage our clients to do is, hey, don't just fall on a good school district, right? Where you live is going to be important because the individual school rating is going to be the ultimate important thing. Now, a good school district overall is really good for resellability. So even if you guys don't have kids, or maybe you're not that concerned about school district, for resellability, it is something that you definitely want to be taking into consideration. So let's scroll down here a little bit more and just kind of go into some of the details. So here we're seeing that this is number 1, as I just said, best school district for athletes in Colorado. All right. And then here it's number 3 for best school districts in Colorado. And then number 4 on best places to teach in Colorado. Coming down here, this is going to give you a little bit more of the outline. And then this is going to show you where we have those individual school ratings. So like right down here, you can see there's a couple C and C plus schools. But for the most part, for the rest of the county, we have A's and then B pluses, A minuses, and then maybe a B minus here and there. But overall, outside of 2 C's and C pluses, all the schools here for the most part are looking really good. Now, as we scroll down here, one thing I love about niche.com is they do show you homes that are available. This is going to show you a wide variety of everything from condos to townhomes up to single family. I think that's probably a pretty good representation as far as the spread that we're going to see out there. Cherry Creek School District, it covers a lot of cities. It covers a lot of different areas. And again, if you have an athletically inclined child, unlike myself, as I said before, I'm more athletically inclined as an adult. Thank goodness. I was a late bloomer, had to grow into it. But if that does sound like that's something for you, then Cherry Creek should definitely be a place that you guys go and explore. One other thing that I love, and we'll talk about that Southeast Aurora area specifically, is just a couple things. I love the shopping and dining and just the commercial developments that are out there. There's this area called Southlands, which is a phenomenal outdoor shopping mall. It's pretty much got all the stores you would see in a typical mall, but it's outside. They also have a big movie theater there. And then in the wintertime, there's an area in front of the movie theater where they will have ice skating, which is really fun. And then in the summertime, they will do concerts there every Thursday. So it's a really good way to go and meet your neighbors, get involved with the community. And that Southlands area is so centrally located in that Southeast Aurora area. That's where you're going to spend, honestly, a lot of your weekends just going out for fun, but then a lot of your day-to-day shopping is all going to be done there as well. All right, now before we jump into number 2, I want to make sure that I remind you guys that we are licensed real estate brokers. And as much as we love making these videos, which we do love, we'd love more to help you with your real estate needs. So that number popping up down below, throw us a phone call, text message, or email, and we'd be happy to help you out. Jump on a Zoom call with you and have a one-on-one where we're diving into all your wants and needs and helping you guys get the best game plan going forward. So enough of that. Let's get back to the second school district. All right, now next up, we've got Douglas County School District. Now this is another really big school district. It's the 3rd biggest in Colorado, and it's going to cover 63,000 kids and I believe around 90 schools. It's going to cover a handful of different cities as well, much like Cherry Creek. So let's jump over to the map here. Now, all right, so here we go. Let me get out my handy dandy marker. Let me outline this for you. So I'm going to start on the northern border here, okay, which is going to be just immediately north of Highlands Ranch. So it is going to encompass Highlands Ranch. Okay. Now, while I'm up here, I'm going to go ahead and highlight this area. This is that Aurora Reservoir that we mentioned. So this is that Southeast Aurora area. So all of this up here, this is Cherry Creek. All right. Just to give you guys an example. So Douglas County now is going to sit just south of that. All right. It's going to be out here all the way in East Parker. It's going to cut all the way down here. We're cutting past Castle Rock, literally almost down to Colorado Springs. It's going to go way out west, and then it's going to come up here. We're actually getting portions of Littleton down here in near Roxborough Park. So what this is going to cover, in essence, all of Parker over here, all of Castle Rock, almost down to Monument. You see Monument here. Monument is pretty much North Colorado Springs, and then all of Highlands Ranch. Okay, so we have Highlands Ranch, Castle Pines, Castle Rock, Franktown, Parker. All right. And the Pinery is Parker as well. In this area down here, Roxborough Park, technically this is Littleton. So you're covering a massive area here. It's hard to find a bad spot or a bad school district in Colorado. So that's one of the difficult things for us is when we're jumping on a Zoom call, you guys are kind of expecting us to say, you got to move to the school district. But the problem is there's a lot of good ones, and a lot of these major cities are located within those school districts. So you're really left with a lot of options, which again is exactly why we're making this video for you guys today, to kind of give you the breakdown to see, hey, all right, we know these 3 school districts are good. What is it like actually living in there? Okay. Now, if you guys have watched our channel for any length of time, you guys know how big of fans we are of Castle Rock. Okay. Parker, also really good spot, and Highlands Ranch, amazing area as well. Let's dive into Castle Rock here just a bit. All right, so we're jumping over here to Google Earth. Let's go ahead and zoom all the way over to Castle Rock here. All right, now with Castle Rock, let me zoom out here a touch. What you're going to find, as you guys can tell, we've got, the Rocky Mountains over here. It really starts coming a lot closer to Castle Rock as we start getting down here. One of my absolute favorite things about Castle Rock is just the proximity to nature and how gorgeous the views are, how affordable the homes are, how much open space there is, and ultimately the developments and the school district, like we talked about. It's absolutely gorgeous there. So I'm going to give you guys a cool little angle here. You guys can see, especially like right here as we cross over I-25 here on the south side, just these foothills and stuff that come to you. You typically, if you go up north near Denver, you really have to go to the mountains in order to feel things like this. Whereas here in Castle Rock, you're right in the middle of it. So, this is one of our favorite places. I'll take my son here quite a bit. Philip S. Miller Park. They have a huge rec center here. They have huge fields everywhere. They've got this cool amphitheater over here where they'll have gatherings and concerts and things like that. And then over here, this really cool outdoor obstacle, which we'll show you some drone footage of. That's better than Google Earth here. But just the way that Castle Rock just sits within nature, it is just absolutely stunning. Now, there's a few neighborhoods that I do want to point out here in Castle Rock that you're going to come across as you guys are starting your home search if you're potentially looking to come down in this area. And I'll just kind of give you a high-level overview of what those look like and where they're at to start. Okay, so let me go ahead and zoom out here. Now, I'm going to get my marker out and I'm going to show you guys just broad kind of where these things are at. Okay, so if we're looking at heart of Castle Rock, which is going to be right around here as far as the new development, shopping centers and things like that. Just south of that, we're going to have the downtown Castle Rock, which is more historic, still new places and restaurants over there. It's actually a really cool area that they have going on. Here on the south side, if we come down I-25, this is where you're going to find Montaigne is going to be a very popular one, and then Crystal Valley is going to be another really popular one here. And these are both newer developments. Now, being this south of Castle Rock, which Castle Rock is already south of Denver, this may start feeling a touch too south for you. All right, coming up here a little bit north on the highway, you're going to come across one of my favorite neighborhoods called the Meadows. Here we've got I-25. We've got all the outlet, shopping centers, Whole Foods, 24-hour fitness, all that stuff right here. Just on the other side of that, this is where we're going to have the Meadows. Now, the Meadows consists of a ton of little sub neighborhoods. All right. Now, because you are on the west side of the highway here, that means you're going to have better views of the mountains. You're just physically a little bit closer to it. It's ultimately is just a really cool area. And on top of that, we'll have a lot of you guys that are working in the medical industry. They do have Castle Rock Adventist Hospital over here, which is a really good medical campus. You're so close to just good schools, and you'll see all these neighborhoods over here. Man, when it comes to just classic Castle Rock neighborhoods, where you're close to everything, it's really close access to the highway. This is a hard neighborhood to find anything wrong with. So this is a great landing spot for a lot of you guys. Now let's go ahead and dive into the school district a little bit to show you guys a little bit more of what that's going to look like. So over here at niche.com, we're currently, Douglas County is rated number 4 as far as best school districts in Denver, and an overall rating of A-. So not bad at all, right? As we scroll down, you're going to see that it's number 7 for athletics. Okay, so that's probably more where Eli would rank. Number 14 in best school districts in all of Colorado. So keep in mind that is the entire state of Colorado. And then number 67 district with the best teachers in Colorado. Now coming down here, let's take a look at the school ratings. Okay, so I would say, man, we still have a lot of A's. All right, that's going to be the dark green ones here. We're going to have, I'll zoom in here a little bit for you guys, a lot of B pluses, and there's only, I think, wow, there's one D in here. There's one D rated school and then one C minus up here. But for the most part, again, all really, really good rankings. Now, diving into the homes just below here from homes.com. We are not sponsored by them. Here we've got a couple pieces of land, but then you're going to see this home right here where it's sitting at 1.6, this one over here at 849. You're going to have more of a range, and that Castle Rock is going to be one of the most affordable neighborhoods, or cities rather, in the Denver metro area, which again is one of the reasons I love it the most, is because nature, shopping, good school districts, and affordable homes. It's really all encompassing and really hard to get better than that. But you're going to see really good new build homes starting at about 650, going all the way up to as many millions as you want to spend in Castle Rock. And then going over to Highlands Ranch, that's where you're going to see a little bit older homes, right? There's no new developments happening out there right now. They are building individual homes out there or custom homes here or there, but no new developments. But for the most part, you're going to be looking to spend on average probably about $750 or so in Highlands Ranch for kind of the standard bread and butter home that you're going to find out there. But you can always go out to Backcountry, which you guys have heard us talk about a lot, one of our favorite neighborhoods out there, where you can find homes on average for about $1 million all the way up to, man, $6 million, as much as you want to spend for some stunning custom homes that they have out there. Now that we've learned a little bit about Cherry Creek, we've learned about Douglas County, let's go to number 3, the one that you all have been waiting for, which this number 3 is most likely actually number 1, Boulder County School District. So let's jump over to our map to show you exactly where Boulder County School District is. And surprise, surprise, it's in Boulder. But to give you guys some good news, you don't necessarily need to live in Boulder in order to be in Boulder Valley School District, which, jumping over here to niche.com real quick, you are going to see that it is rated the number 1 best school district in the Denver area, and it consistently is at number 1. A lot of times, Cherry Creek and Douglas County will battle for spot 3 and 4, maybe. A lot of times, Littleton is in there as well. Oftentimes, Littleton is at number 2, but Boulder is consistently number 1. It just goes to show that month after month after month, when these ratings come out, I mean, they're doing something right up there, right? They have an overall A rating. And if we come down here, we're going to see, now this says number 2 best school districts in Colorado. So I think I must have got bumped. Oh yeah, this one doesn't count though. We got Cheyenne Mountain School District, super small school district. I always think there should be an asterisk by this one. Not talking poorly on Cheyenne Mountain School District. Boulder, you're going to be number 1 or number 2. They're giving it a number 1 rating up here for best school district in the Denver area. All right, let's come down here because I want to show you guys some areas that you're going to be able to get access to Boulder School District without needing to necessarily live in Boulder. And I think the best place for us to do that, let's actually jump over here to our map. So I'm going to give you guys some outlines here. I know how much you guys love my artwork on these. Here we've got Boulder right in the middle, okay? We're actually going to start on the eastern border here, which will encompass portions of Broomfield. It's going to encompass Lafayette, go just outside of Erie. It's going to encompass Gun Barrel. And then all of this up here, which all of this, guys, this is just straight up mountain living, okay? All of this is mountains. So as far as the actual cities that are in here, you're going to have Broomfield, Superior, Louisville, Lafayette, Boulder, Gun Barrel, all of this. So if you're living in Gun Barrel, you're just telling people you live in Boulder, right? Out here, Nederland, Sugarloaf. Again, this is all just straight mountain living. You're going to Boulder for all your daily amenities there, but you're living in the mountains. So physically, this looks like a large area, but in reality, you know, it's just these 3 kind of smaller cities and Boulder. Now, why is that good news for you? Because you can get in the number 1 school district without necessarily needing to pay the Boulder premium prices. Not that you don't want to. Like, Boulder is a phenomenal city to live in. You guys can see right now, we're showing you drone footage of just some of the gorgeous homes and lots there. A lot of these homes, they'll be very close to the city, but you drive 5 minutes into the mountains and it feels like you're in the mountains, but you're really close to the city. So it's this really good blend of, you've got all the amenities and just, man, daily activity that you're looking for, really good shopping, really good dining, but you really get that kind of Colorado mountain feel life that you might be moving here for, right? If you don't want to pay that Boulder premium pricing, then looking at some of these surrounding areas like a Lafayette, a Superior, a Louisville, those are all going to be really good options for you. And let me cut back over to my map here, because one thing I love about these areas in particular, we've got Boulder right here. We've got Denver right here. And the way that you're going to get from one to the other, this highway, which is Highway 36. As you're going on this highway, you're going to see that there's these 3 cities right here, Superior, Louisville, and Lafayette. You're going to find much newer homes in these areas. You're going to find much more typical suburban master plan communities that a lot of you guys know and love. You're close to Boulder, okay? You got Boulder right here. You're close to Denver. If you're living in these areas, it's probably 25 to 30 minutes down to Denver here, and it's probably 15 to 20 minutes to Boulder. So you're in this sweet spot here of Denver's close, Boulder's close, and you have these newer master plan communities. It's really, really hard to beat this area. And even a lot of locals this doesn't go on their radar for some reason. Sometimes they just overlook that and they skip straight to Boulder, or they're looking straight down in Denver and they kind of forget about these areas here, but these are all very desirable. Personally, I think there's a lot of room for future growth potential there, because as you continue to see Denver get new industries and new companies that are coming there, Boulder is continuing to grow and gain even further in popularity with new industries and companies that are coming there. But a lot of those places are just more densely populated. So you're seeing a lot of these people who are moving to our state from Texas or out on the East Coast or California, and they're landing in these areas, and it really is doing amazing things for property values and just the overall development of those neighborhoods as a whole. And on top of that, you do have a little bit more room to develop there. It's not all jam-packed like a Highlands Ranch is, where there's just no more room to develop, right? It's more spread out. You have really good views. You're a lot closer to the mountains, and people love that combination of getting the newer homes with close proximity to Boulder while still paying significantly less than if you were to go to Boulder in and of itself. So guys, these are exactly the type of things that we talk about when you reach out via the number below to book a Zoom call with us, because it's fun. We jump on a Zoom call with you guys. We have a discussion about what's bringing you to Colorado, what your wants and needs are. And then even if it's not something that maybe you're thinking of, like again, maybe, earlier I referenced, maybe you're not necessarily seeking a good school district. These are all conversations that we're having as realtors, because again, it is great for resellability. There's a lot of good factors just living within a good school district. But then also a lot of you guys are looking to be in these school districts because you want to make sure that your kids have a great place to call home and to call school for many, many years to come. So these are just the top 3 that I mentioned here, right? Littleton is another really good one, which we can cover in another video. It's just a little bit smaller, and we wanted to pick these 3 because they're good sized school districts. You have a lot of options. Like Littleton School District, you're just living in Littleton, right? These other really big school districts, there's multiple cities for you to choose from. So maybe if you don't want to live in Castle Rock, you want to live in Highlands Ranch, but it still is within that really good Douglas County School District. All things to keep in mind, guys. I hope this video was useful for you. I actually just missed a call from Will, so he's probably done showing homes with our clients right now. So I'm going to give him a call back. We're going to see you guys in the next video, and I appreciate your time today. Thanks for watching.